These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackie and Judd on SKOR North and SKORNorth.com.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Write them down. It's like a personal contract with ourselves.
Welcome in. Welcome in, America. Welcome in all Minnesota sports fans across the globe to Minnesota Sports with Mackie and Judd. This is Write That Down Wednesday, where we put statistics next to our predictions like absolute idiots, showing you just how wrong we are on a regular basis. When are you going to admit that you were wrong, Judd?
Every Wednesday, and if you go and watch our PD Write That Down, you will see a lot of red underneath my name. So that should make you happy.
Yeah, and this is we make most of our Vikings predictions, I feel like, on Purple Daily, but especially with the listeners, because the Viking season just ended, there is a lot that came off the board this week. So we'll get to the accountability session here. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We've been doing this since about 2015 or 16 on our old radio show that used to be on 1500 ESPN, and our statistics go back to like 2018 on this show. So we'll get to those at the end of the accountability session. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate like Gavin is about to for the first time, you can send a message to Declan through the SKOR North app, and we'll get you scheduled out.
Write this down.
Okay, boys, let's start with Judd. You said you were there for the historic PWHL Minnesota, the nameless PWHL Minnesota debut inside the X.
Yep, great crowd.
You said they would win their home debut against Montreal, which they did. And is it pronounced Taylor Heisey?
Yes.
Taylor Heisey, that she would score at least a goal. She did not score a goal in that game.
She didn't have a point. She didn't have a point, and I would like to say this. She is the top overall pick in the draft. And I hold every professional player to the same standards. So Taylor, I'm extremely disappointed that you didn't have a point for me. I thought you'd score a goal. You're the top pick. You know what? I'm not cutting no slack here. This is a pro sport.
Yeah.
Taylor, you're a great player, but I expected more.
Judd's going to go full Thomason at the next PWHL Minnesota Women's Hockey League press conference. Just talk about the historical context. You have a number 1 overall pick here. She can't score. What do you got to do to get her going? You got to start banging some heads.
Why is Taylor Heisey slumping? I'll ask Ken Klee that question.
I love it. But you did say on the positive side that Michigan would win the national title over Washington. Nice job. It was a little dicey there for a while. And that the Wolves would have a winning record over their 16-game stretch. You made that prediction after they started 0-1 in the 16-game stretch. And they did. They have one more game left in that stretch tonight against Boston. And they smoked the Magic last night, but because of weather, they actually are flying to Boston today for that game tonight.
I think they're going to I think they might get crushed tonight.
And you know what? If they do, it was still a successful 16-game stretch, right?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? Yes.
I only had one thing come off the board. It was correct. I said one of the 0-2 NFL teams at least would make the playoffs. And the Houston Texans, who started 0-2, did make the playoffs.
Thank you for remembering my omission of NFL, because I was just like, what?
Oh.
What sport? I was like, one of these 0-2 teams in the MLB, NBA, NHL, MLB will make the playoffs.
Yeah, MLB.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah,
I remembered. Damn
the Houston Astros started 0-2. It's crazy. Okay, listeners.
No boy.
A little bit of a bloodbath here on this page, and there's at least 2 pages, I feel like, of red. We're not going to get to all these because we'll make your eardrums bleed with the buzzer, but let's pick out some selected incorrect predictions here. Lincoln said Jaron Hall would throw multiple touchdowns in a game before the end of the season. Lane said Daniil Hunter would lead the NFL in sacks. He had a career high number of sacks. Doug said Vikings would win a playoff game. Doug also said when you add the Vikings points scored and points allowed, it'll be one of the highest, 3 highest numbers in the NFL. They're actually kind of a low-scoring team, like low-scoring games this year. Justin Anthony said Justin Fields would be last in the NFC North in yards, touchdowns, and completion percentage. Well, the Kirk Cousins injury threw a wrench into that one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he probably would have been correct. Anthony also said Irv Smith Jr. would have more receiving touchdowns than TJ Hawkinson. No.
He just turned out to be a bust.
He is a bust. Yeah, total bust.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought with his size, I thought he's going to be good. I was totally wrong.
Yeah, his speed. Let's see here. Dylan. Oh, actually. Okay. I recorded this one here. This one by Dylan. I got to write this down. This is where I'm flying through this morning. I'm like, I carved out an hour and a half thinking it'll be plenty of time for write that down. And I'm just like going through. There's so many things coming off the board. So I missed a couple things. Dylan said Andrew Booth will be considered the best cornerback on the Vikings roster, according to passer rating allowed or PFF grade or interceptions tallied. If you sort Vikings cornerbacks by passer rating allowed, the number one cornerback by a mile was Andrew Booth Jr. When targeted, opposing quarterbacks had a 59 passer rating against him. So this was actually correct by Dylan. Judd's head is about to pop off of his torso. I'm shocked.
I'm shocked. I mean, he didn't play that much, but I'm shocked. Okay.
Yeah, kind of a small sample size, but Dylan was correct on that.
Okay.
And then let's see. Brent said Adam Thielen would have more touchdowns than Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne combined this year. Addison doubled him up. Couple positives here. A couple home runs from the listeners.
Nice.
So Matt and Lynn said Luka Garza, who barely ever plays, will score at least one field goal sometime in the last week. And he scored a point. He scored 2 points in one of their games earlier this week. I think it was Jan 5th. I can't remember which game. Rockets? Maybe it was the Rockets game in cigars a time toward the end. Kyle said Harrison Smith, Daniil Hunter would each have career highs in sacks before the season. He said that. That's a home run. We both did.
So you doubled up on.
Oh, there we go.
Booth one.
Okay, so I did correct the Booth one. Okay. Yep. And there's the Andrew Booth one. So okay, Declan.
Yeah, not a good week. Yeah.
A couple of these should have come off the board earlier. I just missed them last week.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
You said the Twins would acquire an established starting pitcher by this week's. Write that down.
It was they got that reliever, the 30th overall pick. They claimed him off waivers from the Cubs last week. He was like the 30th overall pick like 2 drafts ago. Hey, they got, they're making moves. They're making these savvy little moves. You got to watch out.
It's so exciting.
You said Jaden McDaniels would have at least 15 points against the Pels.
I think 13, 14, and he missed like 3 just easy garbage time buckets in the fourth quarter. I was
great
livid,
first half
just
last night, though.
I was watching this solely at this point. I'm at the game live. The Wolves are getting their asses kicked, and all I'm there is at the edge of my seat wanting just one more bucket to drop for Jaden McDaniels in the fourth quarter. Selfishly.
I love it. Kirill Kaprizov, you said this was from a couple weeks ago, would have another multi-goal game by that week's. Write that down. He actually had 3 games in which he scored, but only 1 goal in each of the games. And then you said Gobert would grab 20 or more boards in a game by the end of December. At least like he had done it twice, but then you said another one, but he did not. Oof. So with that, all right, with 1 month to go in the Write That Down season, Judd with a 329 batting average, Declan 279, listeners 272. I'm at 267. Listeners lead with 12 home runs. I have 11. Judd has 10. Declan has 9. So the home run race is wide open. Judd would have to topple a little bit here for anyone to catch him, I feel like, in batting
I would have to
average.
make a lot of immediate predictions, I feel like.
Yeah.
Push
I'm
out
sure
your
there are
predictions,
some
the
that come
strategy.
off the board.
Yep.
You can make us come get you.
Yep.
But I think you're going to have to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the opposite of what Teddy Ballgame did.
You're going to
at the
sit.
end of the 1941 season for the doubleheader against the Philadelphia A's. I'm going to take the manager's advice and sit this one out.
I love it. So Declan all-time has the highest batting average at 359. Judd with 304 hits. Listeners increased their home run lead with 54 career home runs. Okay, with that accountability session out of the way, let's get Gavin in here. He's making his debut as a Write That Down predictor. It's a battle of glorious hairstyles between Gavin and Declan here. Glorious salads.
Good salads.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Appreciate
salads.
it.
I think I'm going to give Gavin a little edge here. I feel like there's more work.
Dang. I just got this cut up too yesterday.
Yeah,
Monday
no, it looks
night.
good. Don't get me wrong.
It looks good, though.
Yeah, but I think Gavin came with his A game when it comes to the salad today. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I could see Gavin like, the the boys' state hockey tournament where they're doing the introductions, I could see him being a part of the all hair team, just kind of skating up there, giving the wink to the camera.
You know what I see a little bit? Now the hair is not exact, but I see a little facial resemblance to Kaprizov.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I see that too.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like you've got a lot.
I totally
not twins, but definitely could be a brother.
Yeah, actually, Gavin, if you could you just like repeat after me? We've got to get pucks deep.
We got to get pucks deep.
Yeah, we got to be better on the forecheck.
We got to be better on the forecheck.
With like a Russian accent, though, maybe I think they're.
But don't ask too much from them.
I gotta work on that.
So, Gavin, what's your background as a Minnesota sports fan? What got you hooked?
I was born and raised here in Minnesota, and so was my dad, and he raised me to be a more Minnesota sports fan. My earliest memory was the 2009 championship game for the Vikings.
Brutal, dude.
I was at my dad's friend was hosting a watch party, and I was about 8 at the time. Yeah. So, and then after that, just my interest for Minnesota sports just grew every year.
Oh man,
it's like a religion to me. So
it's amazing. I mean, because we ask for the background on this in Purple Daily, and the amount of Vikings fans that either got hooked on the '98 season or the 2009 season, like, this is great.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, they win every game. They score 30 points. They're just beating everybody, and then bam, at the end of the year, just smacked upside the head.
What's funnier is in like 8 or 9 years, when Mackie, Judd, and Declan are still doing this podcast, is we're going to have, the young generation who are going to say the 2017 NFC title game is what got me hooked or what crushed me as my first Minnesota memory.
Those Zimmer defenses, double A gap blitzes. Oh, yeah. Inject it. So, Gavin, we're going to start with you, and you can make your first prediction, and then we'll go around the room to Judd, over to Declan, back to me. We'll make 3 trips, but, yeah, the floor is yours, man.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, write this down. Jordan Love will throw at least 2 interceptions against the Cowboys on Sunday.
I mean, we got the pick 6 master sitting out there in Dallas, right?
Yep, Bland's
going to house one, maybe. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, he's not a rookie, obviously, because he's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, but this is the biggest game he's ever played in his football life on the road against a good defense. Okay, we'll see.
Write this down.
Judd?
All right, I'm going to unveil a new write that down strategy for me, and that is to use the bobbleheads to make predictions about. This is listener of the show, Royce Lewis, back when he played for the Cedar Rapids Colonels.
Look at that.
And you can write this down. Royce Lewis will hit 25 or more home runs next season. So, Royce, if you're watching, I trust that you are. I need 25 or more bombs from you, and it looks like he's agreeing to it next season.
And congratulations on the engagement. Looks like it's been a good offseason for our guy, Royce Lewis.
Not bad.
He agrees. Looks like things are positive for Royce.
Write this down.
Okay, Declan.
All right, I'll make a Twins prediction, too. I gave you guys my opening day Declan Baldelli batting order, and I want to quantify this. So write this down. I'm giving all season for this to happen, too. But Matt Wallner will bat second in a Twins lineup at some point this season.
Okay. A rare Declan long-term prediction.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I like it.
This is
I think
rare.
you're on solid ground.
But yeah, I know. I don't think it's. I mean, because I have 162 cracks at this, Phil. I feel like it's not a home run because I have a lot of cracks at it. But
it's not a home run. Don't get no.
I mean, he's an OBP. I took a lot of heat for this, but like, if you really look at it, it makes actually a lot of sense for him to hit 2 with his sprint speed, with his power, with his on base percentage. It actually does make a lot of sense for this guy to hit near the top of your lineup.
Yep. No, I think it's not a home run, but it's a good prediction. It's a good prediction. Okay, write this down.
Write this down.
This is just I do this like once every 2 weeks where I just make a dumb emotional Timberwolves prediction. That's okay. More like a wishful thinking thing. Despite the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves played last night in Orlando, we're told, hey, you can't travel to Boston tonight because of weather. You have to travel to Boston the day of the game today and then play the best team in the NBA in their arena. And they are 9-point underdogs. Write this down. The Timberwolves will upset the Boston Celtics despite those circumstances tonight.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see what
that's a home run, right? They're 9-point underdogs.
I want to look
They're
at
traveling day of game.
I want to look at the money line. So, oh my God, the Wolves are plus 300 on the money line. The Boston Celtics are minus 375. Yes.
So it's like a 25% chance.
Yeah, it's a schedule loss right now.
In fact,
so.
For sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think the Pistons are playing. The Raptors are playing. They're plus 385. So the Wolves are the second biggest underdogs in the NBA tonight.
Let's go.
Per money line on FanDuel.
Okay.
Write this down.
Let's go, boys. Come on. We got this. Let's finish the 16-game stretch of terror in a strong way here. Stick your flag in the ground in the NBA. Okay, back to Gavin here for your second prediction.
All right. Write this down. Anthony Edwards will score at least 40 points in tonight's game.
Dude,
against
Gavin,
the Celtics.
let's go right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Wolves back.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wolves back.
You're going into TD Bank Garden? Best team in the league?
He scored 6 points last night, got into foul trouble, and they were up by 30.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, man. For all that talk about not being deep in 8-man rotations, they must have been listening to some of the podcasts floating around. Okay.
Write this down.
Judd, second prediction.
Okay. Write this down.
Bobblehead.
Yep. Next one up. Who's it going to be?
Yeah. Who is it going to be?
The recently retired Ricky Rubio. Write this down. Ricky, before the end of next season, will attempt a comeback in the NBA.
Really?
Ricky Rubio will attempt a comeback in the NBA. Yeah, I feel like he is he definitely has some mental health things, and I mean he's still a talented dude. He's clearly beloved. So I think if things get, sorted out, he gets to a good place in life, I could easily see him trying to come back, not to play a key role, but I mean, he clearly is a guy who is valued both on the floor and, more importantly, in the culture of the team. So I think he'll attempt a comeback if he's in the right place to do it, which I hope he is.
How old is he now?
Like 33, 4. He's still, when he debuted, he was, 19?
I mean, he's walking away in probably a very difficult
33.
mental place.
I will say, I feel like you could get burned here because there was a lot of speculation that he might go play in Spain.
That would seem likely, right?
Yes, that seems likely to me. But you're saying you're saying NBA.
I'm saying NBA. I think a team convinces him to attempt a comeback because I don't think he's done playing. I think it's a foregone conclusion he'll play like in Spain. But I think some team, he's got a lot of friends.
Well,
in the league, I think some team might say, you know what, if you're in a good place mentally, come back.
Well, I would say if you're looking for a friendly spot to land, a team that could use a backup point guard who can help distribute to scorers and who has a great connection with Rudy Gobert from their time in Utah together.
Cat. You're right.
Ricky Rubio, yeah, he's played closely with all these guys. I don't think you can bank on him like being a serviceable player at this point, but it would be kind of fun if he could come back and like wave a towel. Could he like be the Mark Madsen, Just be like the 15th guy. You play him if you need to, but he's pretty much he's there as like an assistant coach.
He definitely seems like a great culture guy.
Oh, yeah.
He is. Yeah, for sure.
Write this down.
Change your face.
Be happy. All right. PGA Tour is back, baby. We got the
boy.
Sony Open this
I
weekend.
can count on you.
Very excited to make some golf predictions again.
Let's go.
Write that down. So my guy, Will Zalatoris, busts out the new putter, the boomstick putter. Got the belly putter now. He's had putting issues. New putter.
But you can't touch the belly, right? The rule is you can't
like lean on it.
Ground it?
You can't ground it into your sternum. Yeah.
But he's got
really? So you got to be like this now?
Brand new putter.
Exactly like that, yeah.
Right up, just like that. That's exactly how he putts. In fact, some guys should try that because if with their putting woes, maybe I should try that. I don't know. But write this down. Will Zalatoris will shoot at least 10 under at the Sony Open this weekend.
Okay. I have no context for that. Is this like is the winning score going to be 28 under and he'll have like snuck in or?
It's a fairly easy golf course. Yes. But Zalatoris also, I don't think he has golfed in like 7 months. I think he was because
he did golf the Tigers tournament, the Genesis, but I think he finished last. So yeah, he's definitely not.
You lost track of him, Dex? He's your guy. I'm shocked.
I mean, there was a stoppage in the PGA Tour for a bit. I know he was hurt and he had the back issue. Excuse me. But yes, I'm just saying 10 under. Yeah, I don't feel I'm not going to try to rob you of like this is a touchdown. I think this is just a solid putt, if you will, a solid little 4 par on the scorecard, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should make I kind of want to make a Charlie Woods futures prediction. Actually,
Oh, God.
do you think he's kind of a douche?
No.
He's
I don't
14
think he's a
years
douche.
old and he's doing
He's Tiger. The way he talks, if
Tiger
I
was
was
kind of a douche.
blindfolded.
Tiger was kind of a douche.
Yes, he is.
How can you not be a douche? He's Tiger's kid. I'd be a huge douche.
Like if I was blindfolded, and the way they talk, it's the exact same. It's terrifying.
The way they line up putts, the way they
mannerisms are all the same. The mannerisms.
It's nuts.
It's hilarious. At some point, I will make
I think he's kind of a douche.
Charlie Woods future. I mean, he kind of.
You know what, Taylor Heisey? Pick your game up.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I don't care if you are in the PWHL.
Write this down. Write this down.
Write this down.
The Timberwolves, at the trade deadline or before, so by the trade deadline, will acquire a player who has shot at least 40% from three-point range in a season at some point. So there's 3 guys that stand out, like Doug McDermott with San Antonio is going to be available. An acquire, by the way, could be a trade, or it could be you acquire him as like a buyout if he's cut. Monty Morris, I would say Luke Kennard with Memphis would be another good one, but like a guy like that who can microwave some offense for you, shoot some threes. So someone who shot at least 40% from 3 in a season in their career at some point.
Could you backdoor this and do like some guy signing a 10-day?
Yes. Yes, the Wolves will acquire or sign or pick up. Yeah. Acquire is kind of a wide-ranging term there. So
write this down.
Okay, Gavin, back to you.
All right. Write this down. The Vikings will draft Jaden Daniels.
Dude, Gavin's coming in here.
I like
throwing 99 on the black.
I like it. You know what? The future of this country now, I think it's in great shape. I like that.
So if that happens, if they move on from Kirk and draft Jaden Daniels, will the franchise crumble? Will the franchise be in ruins? Will Justin Jefferson demand to go wherever Kirk Cousins
Will you walk
goes?
away? Will you become a Packer fan because you're so upset that the quarterback of your youth, Kirk Cousins, is no longer the guy?
No, I want him gone, if I'm being honest. I'm fine with not signing him.
Yeah. It is funny. Can you imagine like these people that think, well, if Kirk goes, then you better be ready to say goodbye to Jefferson. If you said, hey, Justin, we just drafted Jaden Daniels, by the way, from LSU, which is where you went to college too, he would be so happy. They'd be working out together all summer, unlike Kirk and Justin Jefferson, right?
And especially if you said, hey, JJ, by drafting Daniels and allowing Kirk to leave, you're going to get every last penny that you asked for from us.
Yeah.
No,
that's true.
I want Kirk back. Give me $500. I'll be happy.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Write this down.
We've had 3 mock drafts that we've done on Purple Daily in the last 2 days that have Jaden Daniels going to the Vikings. We'll see. But Gavin, great job with your predictions here. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Minnesota Sports with Mackie and Judd, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped you get to this peak moment?
Yeah, I want to definitely thank my parents. I can't express how grateful I am for them for supporting me along the way, ups and downs, all the time.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
See, it's
very nice.
It's people need to thank their parents more. I feel like on this show, you know.
Yeah,
I like
captive parents.
I like the Master Chief little guy you got on your shelf there above you too.
Thanks,
Love
man.
that. Judd, were you a big Halo fan? I could see Judd being a big Halo guy.
What's that? Chief. I have no idea what that is.
Dude, I spent more time playing Halo in college than doing any type of homework or classwork.
It's a video game, Judd.
My pie chart of time spent in college was probably Online Poker 1, Halo 2, various like sports and wrestling video games 3, and then if I had time for an hour, I would maybe go to class. That was pretty much it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
My parents are both dead, so I can say that because they paid for all that, but
happens.
So, anyways, Gavin, great stuff, dude. Thanks for coming on.
Awesome.
Guest
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Gavin.
We'll get
Great
you on again sometime. Hey, before we make our final predictions here, let's say hi to our friends at Zero Res who are helping to deep clean people's houses. They're on a crusade to deep clean everyone's house who listens to this show and Purple Daily, okay? So they have a 4.9 out of 5-star rating on Google with 17,000 reviews. So you know that they are very highly regarded. If you call Zero Res today or go to their website and ask for the SKOR North special, you can get 3 rooms, 0 resified, starting at just $119. That's 3 rooms, 0 resified, $119, and $75 off getting your air ducts cleaned. 952-0-RES or zeroresminnesota.com. Spell it forward or backwards, it spells the same. Zero Res. Okay.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Judd.
All right. Final bobblehead prediction. We bring in special guest Miguel Sono.
Oh,
Miguel Sono, this man right here, will be on a 40-man roster at some point in the 2024 season.
Okay.
Major League roster, 40-man. He's going to get a chance. He's going to get a chance somewhere. I don't know if it's going to result in big league play or not, so I'm not going 26-man, but he will get a chance with the team. 40-man roster for Miguel Sono.
So you have an active prediction on the board that says, I think the Royals will be, this is from like a year ago.
Yeah.
But the Royals will be his next organization. Do you think that's, dude, the Rays would make some sense, right? Like just some team looking to.
But he's playing again, and I think he's going to get it. I mean, he still has enough pop. It makes sense to get a chance. Ultimately, he might blow it, but I think he'll probably be a AAA type of guy who might get a chance again if, guys get hurt or something like that.
the Dodgers. This would be a classic Dodgers thing to happen.
Really?
Yeah, I can see that.
They're so
I can see them taking a chance. I mean, they just plug in also like these guys you think.
I
Like
was thinking
Jason
like
Hayward
Pirates.
last year was dead, and then all of a sudden he comes up and has a year from 10 years ago.
Jason Hayward can play defense. Like Jason Hayward, you can put a glove on him, and he's one of the best.
I see Miguel as like a
Dodgers
Royal or a Pirate.
Yeah, the Dodgers can do this. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
I would
him
be
hitting bombs in
shocked if the Dodgers wasted their time with, because the Dodgers can go just pay $20 million for somebody, you know?
Yeah, who's cheap?
Make the price
Royals,
index.
Dodgers,
Dodgers and
Make
Snow.
this prediction. No. I think
Marlins, maybe?
Wrong would have done just fine.
Marlins?
Yeah, no, I
You think, Phil?
makes sense.
The Marlins could make some sense. By the way, Miguel Sono in the Dominican Winter League playing for the Estrellas Orientales,
Nice.
I think.
Sounded good.
He's hitting 225 in 27 games with a 346 OBP, a 405 slugging. He has 2 home runs and 107 plate appearances so far.
Woo.
Ugh.
Okay.
That's not very good. That's not going to get you signed to
Write
a
it down. You like writing
not gonna
things
get a-
down.
40 man.
I'm gonna get on a roster. All right, write this down. I've been stacking a few of these over the last few weeks, and we're getting closer and closer. I'm going to make another Royal Rumble prediction.
Okay.
Make another prediction here.
Let's do it.
Write this down. X-Pac will participate in the men's Royal Rumble. X-Pac. One of my all-time favorites. He was here. They had Comic-Con, the Twin Cities version of Comic-Con like a month ago, and he was there for that.
He did?
He was born in Minneapolis too, obviously. He's got some Minnesota ties. But X-Pac, the WWE Hall of Famer, will participate in the men's Royal Rumble. Write it down.
I have an X-Pac story, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to Google to see if this story comes up here. Yep. If you're looking for more details, Google Sean Waltman. That's S-E-A-N. Sean Waltman is his real name. HCMC, which is the big hospital downtown.
I know, yeah. That's
Is this the...
Dude,
Yeah.
It was 10 years ago. I was the guest ring announcer so Jerry Lynn is a longtime sort of legendary Minnesota wrestling figure, and ECW, WWF, like WCW, he wrestled all the big ones. And they had a retirement card for him 10 years ago at the Minneapolis Convention Center. So you got a couple thousand people inside a ballroom, like fans. You got all these big names coming back, Rhino, X-Pac, Tommy Dreamer, all these guys. I got to meet these guys like backstage. I'm just trying, by the way, being backstage at a wrestling event, it is the most like secretive, because they're like planning matches and stuff, but they're not trying to be super out in the open. And anyone from the outside, which I was viewed as an outsider, obviously, is not like really welcome there. So I just kind of sat in a corner, but I did get to meet X-Pac, and he was great. Like, we didn't talk for that long, but so it's the main event, and it's X-Pac, and it's, I think, Jerry Lynn and some other guys. And X-Pac's move is called the Bronco Buster, Judd, where his opponent is like incapacitated kind of in the corner, like head rested on the second turnbuckle. And then X-Pac runs across the ring, jumps in the air, lands on the guy's chest, and then rides him like a bronco and like caves his chest in, right?
Okay.
So what happened was, I think the turnbuckle got like, the pad got taken off or something. So it was just like a metal hook exposed.
Oh, yeah.
And the opponent moves out of the way, and which was planned, by the way. The opponent moves out of the way, and X-Pac hits the metal turnbuckle, and he's going to be hurt, right? It opened up his entire anus.
Yeah.
And he like bled out inside of his wrestling singlet. He finished the match, and he went backstage. He was like in pain, but he went backstage after the match and took his singlet off, and there was a pool of blood everywhere.
Oh, God.
So they had to take him over to HCMC to get stitches to stitch up his anus. X-Pac.
Make some noise.
No.
Break it down. So the first headline that pops up is Sean Waltman details painful anal injury from March 28th, 2013.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Okay.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Write this down. I think I'm going to make a third Timberwolves prediction. Let's just keep going back to this well. Okay. Knowing this team the way that we know them. So they're coming off this 16-game stretch. All right. And I've got them beating the Celtics in a home run prediction, right? But then they get Portland on Friday, one of the worst teams in the league. And then Detroit on Wednesday of next week, who is the worst team in the league. Write this down. The Wolves will lose to one of those two teams. And it'll just be a blip. It'll be fine. People will freak out a little bit. But they've barely had any of those games this year so far. I'm gonna say they're gonna come out of this thing and they're gonna exhale a little bit too much, and they will lose to either Portland or Detroit in the next week. Right?
Okay. Fair enough. Because Detroit finally, who did Detroit beat? The Raptors to finally end that glorious losing streak a week and a half ago or something?
It was the Raptors, yeah. And now they've
and
lost
then the Raptors
5
coach
straight
went
since.
Crazy last night after the loss to the Lakers, right?
Rightfully so, by the way. The Lakers shot 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. He's like, listen, if you guys had it down on your like agenda that the Lakers were going to win this game, then like just give them the win, and we don't even have to travel or do anything. Why
the
show
fact
up?
he said it is what thrilled me publicly.
Yeah, that dude's getting fined for sure.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, that's a wrap here. The only show in America to actually put statistics next to our predictions. It is Write That Down on Minnesota Sports with Mackie and Judd.